Now that we have edited the x-axis, we will edit the y-axis. So on the y-axis, we see sum of sales, which means the amount of sales is shown in a dollar. So I want to add the dollar sign on the y-axis. So I click on sales, and then for numbers on scale, I choose currency custom, no decimal place, and display units in thousands. So now on the y-axis, we have the amount of sales as units shown in thousands. And this automatically updates the filter as well. So here we have created a simple slide-looking dashboard where you can present your finding, and your audience members can also use the filter after. Another thing to note is the tooltips. If you are planning on giving your audience members access to the dashboard so they can explore the dashboard by themselves using filters, tooltips are very important. Tooltips are these little boxes that pop up when you hover over your graph. For example, the default tooltip we have right now is showing month of order date and sales. There are many different styles of tooltips, and in this video, I will go over one style of tooltip, which is providing the viewers with a sentence-like description of what they're looking at. Here's an example. So to edit the tooltip, I will first go back to the worksheet. Then I click on Tooltip, which opens this window in which I can edit the tooltip. So right now we see that month of order date and sales are here in a bullet point form. But instead of bullets, I'm going to change them into a sentence. So I will say something like, for the month of, and then the value of the month, for the month of this month, sum of sales was, and then the value of sales. Okay, now I can click on preview and it shows for the month of January 2021, sum of sales was 5K. Okay. So here we have created a simple PowerPoint style dashboard that includes one graph from one of our worksheets, and we have created filters as well as a title text and tooltips. Next, we will create a dashboard using multiple sheets. Now let's create a dashboard that includes multiple sheets. I went ahead and created a new dashboard, titled it Year-End Sales Report, using the text object on the left side of the screen. So on the left side, I'm showing the 3 sheets that I want to add onto Year-End Sales Report. Before I add them to the dashboard, I will show you what these worksheets look like. So first, there's a table. This table shows sum of sales by category in each of these years. But I don't just want to show the sum of sales in dollars. I also want to show the percentage change that occurred between each year. For example, from 2023 to 2024, what is the percentage increase we saw in the sale of furniture? To add this, I'm going to drag sales into the marks card. And what I want to calculate with this sum of sales is I want to do a quick table calculation, and I want to look at percent difference. I'm going to change the type of mark to text. So now we see this sum of sales shows up below the dollar amount. And then I want to compute using table across. And right now the format is in dollar, but I want to show this in percentage. So click right on sum of sales, click on format, go to number, and then click percentage and 0 decimal places. Okay, now what we see is the percentage change from previous year. For example, in 2022, compared to 2021, sales of furniture has increased by 6%. So by default, Tableau will show negative sign for negative changes, but it will not show positive sign for positive changes. It simply says 6% or 17%. And I'd like to personally add a positive, like a plus sign, when it's a positive change. Instead of just saying 6%, 17%, and 9%, I want Tableau to show plus 6%, plus 17%, and plus 9%. To do this, we click right on sum of sales that shows the percent difference, and then click on format. And then from format, we go to numbers. Instead of just percentage, we are going to create a custom format of number. Go to custom, and right now it shows as number and percentage. But what we're going to do is, for positive numbers, we want to show a plus sign. And then we want to show single digit and then percentage sign. And then if you do a semicolon, and what comes after semicolon is telling the Tableau what to do with the negative numbers. So for negative numbers, I want the minus sign, and then I want a single digit number, and then percentage. Okay, so now I have created this table where you see sum of sales by category in each year, and below that you see a percentage change. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to add a horizontal container below year-end sales report. Then in here, I'm going to drag the first element, which is the table. And I won't be providing my audience with filters. So I'll remove the filter, adjust the height of the title, and then shrink the size of the font. Okay. On the right side of the table, I want a line chart showing monthly sales trend. So this is the line chart that we have previously created and seen. But similarly, I will not be providing filters for this chart. So instead of having a category there, I will have monthly sales trends as the title. And since the title of annual sales is font size 12, I will make this font size 12 as well. Okay, now I want to add a bar table below these two showing monthly sales by category. So I will drag the bar graph that I have created. Same as before, I don't need a legend or filter for this. And here you see that there's a scroll bar because the table is too large. In this case, you can click on the table. Instead of standard, you can click entire view. And then you can adjust the width and height of these graphs to what you think is appropriate. Here we have created a dashboard using multiple sheets. The final thing to do before you share the dashboard with your audience is making sure that all the fonts, font sizes, and font styles are uniform across the 3 sheets that you're using, as well as looking to make sure that your tooltips are showing accurate information. And looking at this dashboard, what are some insights that you could get from this? For example, across all categories of products, January and February seem to be the month with lower amount of sales. So things like this can be considered when teams are trying to figure out when they should have promotions or sales to encourage consumers to buy more goods during a month that they typically do not. So this wraps up the first week of Introduction to Tableau. In our next video, we will begin learning more advanced charts that we can incorporate into new dashboards that we create using Tableau Public.